Okay, yeah. You ready?
Hopefully it's right.
Okay, what's your name and organization?
My name is Josh Jasper, and the organization I work for is called Resources Unite.
And what's the mission of your organization?
Resources Unite is a Dubuque-based nonprofit organization, and we focus on connecting people to resources and volunteer opportunities that lead to a happier and more engaged way of life. So what that means is we help people in need.
What will students be doing on Service Day?
So we've got a couple of different projects that we're doing with students on Service Day, one of which is the mobile food pantry. We've done this with Western Dubuque over the years, and this is an opportunity where we take roughly 10,000 pounds of food to a different area within our community that we would define as a food desert. And what that means is this is an area of the Dubuque community that if people live in it, it makes it more difficult for them to get to a food pantry. And so we're going to be doing that on the north end in what's called Sheridan Village. And we are going to bring a truck full of food donations, and then students will help distribute that food while going to different apartments and just checking in with people and doing what I would call a mini intake. So they'll have a form and a clipboard, and they'll just ask basic questions of like, hey, is there anything else that you need help with? Rent, housing, food, whatever that may be. And then if something does happen that someone needs something, they simply report that form back to our office, and then we follow up with people.
And what is the impact of this project?
You know, there's a couple of impacts with the project of a mobile food pantry. One is obvious in that you're providing food for people in need. Two, and what I would argue is probably equally, if not more important, is helping us build a relationship with the people we serve. And so in doing social work for the last 20 years, nonprofits oftentimes work from a very passive mindset, meaning we will be in our office if you need us and you can come get help. Well, that doesn't always work with everybody if you don't have a car, if you don't know about our organization. So for us to be able to take our resources out into the community helps strengthen relationships, especially with some of the more marginalized communities. So if you think of me as an example, I'm a big straight white dude from Farley, Iowa. And so if we're trying to reach a Guatemalan population in Dubuque, I might be intimidating. I might be scary for some people versus us go to a neighborhood and then be like, okay, you know what, this is safe. They're trying to help us.
And what are your roles and responsibilities within your organization?
As the director of the organization, my responsibility is to oversee the entire organization, make sure programs are being delivered effectively while focusing on sustainability, meaning making sure that the organization is here indefinitely.
What are other career opportunities are there within your field or organization, and how would students prepare for those possibilities?
You know, there's different ways in which people can get involved within our organization, especially from a student's perspective, in that we are the volunteer center. We connect people to volunteerism, and I oftentimes will share with students, you don't necessarily need to be a social worker or aspiring to be a social worker or a nurse to be interested in an internship here. Maybe we've had interns in which they wanted to get into marketing or they wanted to get into business or whatever that may be, and we can put you in a position to practice that while you're doing that here and then get prepared beyond high school.
Thank you.
You're welcome.